Hi friends, Andrea here, longtime Northeast Florida resident, realtor, and lifestyle expert. So there's been a lot of talk lately about the recent settlement with the National Association of Realtors and what it means for you, especially if you're a home buyer in Florida. So today I want to break it down in simple terms, share what's changed, and why I actually think this is a positive shift for everyone involved. And be sure to stick around until the end because I'll give you a list of 5 questions you must ask before committing to working with an agent. Jumping right in, let's talk about what has changed. As part of the settlement that went into effect in August of 2024, buyer agent compensation is no longer allowed to be published in the MLS. What does that mean? It means that commission for a buyer's agent is no longer assumed or automatic. Instead, there must be a clear written buyer-broker agreement that outlines how your agent will be paid, what services they'll provide, and who will pay them, whether it's you as the buyer, the seller, or a combination of both. In Florida, this agreement must be signed before a buyer tours any homes or before an agent can do any work on a specific buyer's behalf. That's right, before we step foot inside a listing or begin to talk in more detail about specific properties or before giving you more specific guidance, we need a formal agreement in place. Why is this a good thing? Some home buyers hear this and think it's a negative thing, or they're turned off by having to sign an agreement. And I get it, you're afraid you're going to get stuck paying your agent's commission when sometimes it's already a challenge to come up with your down payment and closing costs. But honestly, I think this is a long overdue shift that benefits everyone. Here's why. Number one, it puts buyers in the driver's seat. You get to choose your agent more intentionally, knowing exactly what you're getting. In the past, buyers often found the agent they worked with just by chance. You would request to see a property found online through Zillow or Realtor.com, which, if you didn't know, just goes to a random agent who paid a fee to get online leads in that zip code. You meet these randomly selected agents and have no idea about their level of experience or how they work with clients. This new process of having to sign a buyer-broker agreement gives home buyers the opportunity and control to be a little more selective. It encourages interviewing agents prior to starting the home buying process and touring homes. When you're dealing with one of your biggest investments, doesn't it make more sense to take the time up front to find a realtor who meets certain professional standards, fits your personality and communication style, and is going to give you a high level of service and real guidance versus someone who's just there to let you in the door? Number 2, it encourages transparency. No more confusion about how agents are paid or who's responsible. In the past, a seller would agree to a certain total commission amount at the time of the listing. The listing agent would then decide how much of that total commission would be shared with the buyer's agent upon a successful closing. This buyer agent compensation was displayed in the MLS for agents to see, but it's not necessarily something the buyer was ever made aware of or had any say in. This does not mean that sellers are no longer paying a buyer agent compensation. In fact, in our market, most sellers are agreeing to pay it. But it does mean with the buyer broker agreement in place, it forces us to have that conversation up front. And all parties are clear on the services a realtor provides, how they work with clients, the amount of compensation the agent will receive, and who's responsible for paying it. It also makes it clear that the commission is completely negotiable as needed during the offer process. Ultimately, the buyer and seller will come to an agreement on how the buyer agent compensation is handled as part of the offer process. There's full disclosure and there are no surprises. Number 3, it levels the playing field. Great agents who go above and beyond can clearly communicate the value in their experience and professionalism. And with this new way of doing business, buyers can make more informed choices. I see this as an opportunity for you as buyers to interview agents, ask the right questions, and find the best fit for what will be one of your biggest financial decisions. So all of that being said, if you're buying a home in 2025 or beyond, here are 5 questions you need to ask when hiring a realtor. And no, it's not just about commission. Number 1, what experience do you have in my preferred area and price range? And how many homes have you sold in the last 24 months? Not all agents know every market. Make sure they're dialed into the areas where you're going to be focusing your search. And ask about their level of experience. You may be surprised to find out that recent statistics found that 71% of licensed agents did not close on any home sales in 2024. If they aren't experiencing what's happening in the current market, how can they give you the proper guidance? Number 2, ask how will you help me navigate this new buyer agreement and the compensation structure? A great agent will be transparent about how the agreement works, explain your options and how it's being handled in that particular market. And it can vary state to state. You should be talking up front about potential strategies for handling those negotiations. Number 3, what services do you offer beyond showing homes? I'll be honest, having been a realtor for over 20 years, I can tell you that showing homes is the easiest part of what I do. A true professional has skills and experience far beyond that. For example, they should have hyper-local knowledge of the area and specific neighborhoods. They should be able to educate you on the local market trends and provide real-time data. And then use that data to help advise you on how to make the best decisions for you at each stage of the process. And strong negotiation skills are a must in this market. Number 4, how do you communicate with clients? Is it text, calls, emails? Do you do weekly check-ins? And will you be communicating directly with the agent throughout the process or dealing with other team members or assistants? Make sure their style and way of doing business works well for you. And number 5, what makes you different from other agents? This is your chance to see if they're the right fit, not just professionally, but personally too. After all, the home buying process can sometimes take several months, and it's important that you're aligned with the person that you're going to be working closely with. The bottom line is, change can feel uncomfortable, but in this case, it's pushing our industry toward greater professionalism, transparency, and trust. And that's something I fully support. If you're thinking about buying a home in Northeast Florida and want someone who will guide you through this new landscape with clarity and care, schedule a call with me. I'd love to hear more about your plans. My contact information is always in the description. And while you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your questions below. I'm always happy to help. I'll see you next time.